What's up, guys? It's your favorite broker and host, Wayne Chappelle, and I'm back at you with another video. I wanted to jump right into the second video of today. And this video I'm going to title Pre-Qualification versus Pre-Approval. And I know that in the industry that we're in the real estate industry, a lot of people use these terms interchangeably, but they are not the same and they are not created equal. So in regards to pre-qualifications, that is a lesser qualification than a pre-approval. It's a lesser status. And the way that you can kind of relate this to, so you can understand the difference for those of you that are new and for those of you that have been in the industry and don't know and have been using these terms interchangeably, the biggest way that I can kind of relate this so you understand the difference between the two, when you look at a pre-qualification, when you get mail, that comes into your mailbox at your home or wherever you live, and it says, hey, you're pre-qualified for this credit card, right? You never even applied for the credit card, right? But somehow, miraculously, you have some solicitation some solicitation mail that arrived in your mailbox that you didn't request that says that you're pre-qualified for this, credit card, whatever it is. This is a perfect example of pre-qualification. Now, in regards to home, a loan pre-qualification, you're going to go out and request this, right? You just go out to whichever lender and say, hey, can you pre-qualify me? And they'll be glad to do so, right? They're going to ask you some pertinent information, about yourself, about your credit situation, but they're not going to be pulling any, credit reports or anything like that. They're just going to be having a conversation with you, and based on that conversation, are going to pre-qualify you for a certain loan amount. And, it could be a conventional, could be FHA, could be USDA, what have you. But they're going to pre-qualify you. Now, the difference being with a pre-approval, now pre-approval is the next step, right? And I can tell you quite frankly, I do a small amount of business in regards to representing buyers. I primarily represent sellers. About less than 10% of my business is working with buyers, but I do work with buyers, but I always make sure that buyers are pre-approved before we even place any offers on any properties that, my buyers are interested in. And here's the thing, pre-qualification versus pre-approval, sellers may accept both. And some sellers, I know when I'm working with, investors, which I primarily work with, they're looking for pre-approvals because they're dealing with high volume and they want to have some certainty that the deal is going to close. They don't want to go into contract with somebody with a pre-qualification. They want somebody to have a pre-approval. Now, the difference with a pre-approval is that lender is going in and they're pulling your credit report, right? They may ask for additional documentation as well, but in order to get that pre-approval, they're actually going in, pulling your credit report. They're looking at your credit profile, looking at your credit score, at your FICO, your Fair Isaac score, and based on that, determining what your qualifications are, what you're going to be pre-approved for, what that loan amount is going to be, whether it's going to be a 90% LTV, loan to value, 80%, 95%, if it's FHA, not 96.5%. It's going to depend, but you're going to have your client get pre-approved. Pre-approved holds more weight than pre-qualification. I want you guys to understand that, because as a real estate broker, I'm on the other side. Like I said, I represent sellers in most cases, and I advise my sellers that we're looking at offers. Now, granted, all sellers want offers on their property, right? But if I have an offer A that comes in and this buyer is pre-qualified, and offer B that comes in and this buyer is pre-approved, I'm going to, now granted, there's a lot more things that's involved with it, but if all is the same, right? If the offers are virtually identical except for those two factors, we're going to go with the pre-approval, right? Because they've had their, the buyers have had their credit pulled. They have moved further along in the process of their loan qualifications in order to be able to present this pre-approval letter along with their offer to buy the property. So any good agent, any good seller is going to know the difference between the two. And like I said, if you're in a multiple offer situation, you're representing a buyer that has a pre-qual versus a pre-approval, you may lose out on that bid due to the fact that the buyer had a pre-qual versus a pre-approval. So I just want you guys to really understand the difference between the two. I know in this industry we use these terms interchangeably, but there is a significant difference between the two. Versus pre-qual, once again, no credit report being pulled. It's just like I said, I gave you an example of, solicitation, mail coming to your box that says you're pre-approved for this credit card. It's basically the same thing. Versus pre-approval, that lender is going in and they're pulling your buyer's credit report. They're pulling their credit score and they're looking at that and then basing that and coming up with a determination on what they are pre-approved for. So understand the difference. I hope this video helped. Like I said, I'm banging out some videos here. I got to catch up on my 90-day, my 90 videos in 90 days. I'm going to be, quite honestly, cutting it short. I am in the crunch right now, so I'm trying to knock these out. I'm probably going to do 5 today. And I'm going to sum up just working with buyers right now, and then, move on to, going over some videos in regards to sellers. So again, hope this video helped you guys understanding the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. As always, you guys have a blessed day. Go out there and make it happen, and I'll see you guys on the next video.